In the ever-popular Pokemon series, Pokemon vary in size, shape, and type. You have Pokemon that are Ghost-type like Gengar, or Fire-type like Charmander, or even Bug-type like Weedle. But speaking of Bug-type Pokemon, there is a certain Bug-type Pokemon that has raised suspicion over the years. Paras and Parasect. In fact, one might even argue that they're not even Pokemon anymore. But why do people say that? Today, on the New Age Gamers, we're going to dive into these Pokemon and learn about their shocking origins.
For those who don't know, Paras evolves into Parasect at level 24. Overall, the body of the Pokemon does not change, but one thing drastically morphs. The mushroom on its back. Paras and Parasect are called the mushroom Pokemon. Now, this asks another question. Wouldn't this Pokemon relate more to a bug than a mushroom? And it could have easily fallen under another type, such as grass. It is strange to think that a bug type is called the mushroom Pokemon. Next, take notice of Parasect's eyes compared to Paras' eyes. Paras has pupils, but Parasect does not. A mushroom does not need eyes, so it is logical to think that maybe, just maybe, Parasect is not in control of his or her own body. When the mushroom grows, it could have taken over.
Now, I know this seems like a far cry at this point, but let's justify it a bit more. Let's look at the mushroom itself. According to the Pokédex in Pokemon Emerald, Paras has parasitic Tuchukaso mushrooms growing on its back. They grow by drawing nutrients from the host. They are valued as a medicine for a long life. We just learned a lot from that statement. We now know what kind of mushroom grows on these Pokemon, how they work, and what it is they're used for. We know that the Tuchukaso mushroom lives on the Pokemon's nutrients, so it is a separate entity from the Pokemon. Yet with Paras, the Pokemon is still able to carry on its normal functions. Several organisms in the real world do this, such as the pilotfish. These fish live around sharks and eat the parasites that the shark may have. In return, the shark does not eat the pilotfish for food. This is called mutual relationship. The mushroom gets nutrients from Paras, and in return, the mushroom makes Paras stronger.
So what are the Tuchukaso mushrooms, I hear you beckon? This mushroom is a real-life entity which is found in Asian countries. The Pokédex is correct in saying that they are valued for long life, because in fact these mushrooms help with a number of things, such as anti-aging, kidneys, and lungs. In return, these mushrooms are in a very high demand. In 2008, a kilogram of Tuchukaso mushrooms went for an outstanding price of what would be $18,000 US. Some would consider the Tuchukaso, or if you're more scientifically inclined, the Ophiocordyceps, a wonder cure.
Hey Josh.
Yeah, Bopes.
Say that fungus one more time.
The Ophiocordyceps?
Cordyceps!
Oh no.
Tuchukaso is directly related to the infamous Cordyceps fungi. This fungi was made famous when in the game The Last of Us, it mutated people into a zombie-like state. As while in reality, Cordyceps works in such a way that it takes over the host's body and makes it climb to the highest point where it can get to just to have the spores rupture out of the host's body, killing the host, but causing the fungi to spread. Tuchukaso, it does not cause the rupturing process, but rather in Pokemon, it causes Parasect to lose control over its body. How the fungi spreads is when Parasect lays its eggs. The spores are in the eggs, which causes Paras to be born with the mushrooms on its back, keeping the cycle going.
Overall, one can argue that Parasect is not a Pokemon, but rather a fungi. When Paris hits level 24, it evolves from a Pokemon into a fungi, and that Pokemon that we love dies. Who would have thought that a game designed for children would have such a dark background to a Pokemon? And on that depressing note, this is Brody and the New Age Gamers wishing you a great day.